Jahili media directs and compels the masses into taking their values and ideas from all sources other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So unfortunately, this only leads to deviation in morals and destruction of humanity, both in this life and in the hereafter. We should turn back to Allah and realize that it is Allah who Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. May the peace and blessings of Allah be on His final messenger, Muhammad. Our topic in the previous episodes was centered on idols. Idols in the form of individuals, those in the form of ideas and beliefs, such as nationalism and democracy, that people worship and obey alongside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In reality, they all have the same goal, to drive the hearts of people away from the path of Allah. These deviant ideologies and their cultural origins are not limited to the understanding held by ancient jāhilliyah. In fact, we see the manifestations of a jāhilliyah in our very times, quite clearly. People have abandoned Allah as the sole determiner of all aspects of our lives. So people have given authority to other things, such as the idol of high fashion, which has dictated what people should wear during the different parts of the day and what should be worn in all seasons of the year or different occasions. All these man-made standards have controlled lives and corroded the morals of society. People virtually have no choice but to follow these trends. So-called art in modern societies is another true reflection of how modern societies are deeply entrenched in jāhilliyah. Unleashed from the standards that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, film and television showcase immorality under the guise of realism, free expression, or art. The masses are enamored with these artists and actors and seek to emulate them. Jahili media directs and compels the masses into taking their values and ideas from all sources other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So unfortunately, this only leads to deviation in morals and destruction of humanity, both in this life and in the hereafter. We should turn back to Allah and realize that it is Allah who should ordain every aspect of our lives, from the clothes we wear to our entertainment. And we, in turn, must evaluate others by this truth. As a consequence, if we seek to truly become servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we must love those who bring us closer to Him, and we must distance ourselves from those who seek to divert us from His path. In this way, we have managed to shed some light on the most important idols or deities of our time and their respective names. And we have illustrated how, in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they do not hold any license or legitimacy. Unfortunately today, the masses follow idols blindly and live their lives far from the teachings of Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Almighty and more deserving of our worship instead of these evil and illegitimate deities. Humanity has suffered so much misery as a consequence of their devotion to these false deities. These earthly deities and idols whom the people have worshipped, either out of misguidance, coercion, or fear, in reality, they cannot bring any harm or good, nor can they create life or bring death. They will arrive on the day of judgment and dissociate themselves from those who followed them during this life. At that time, regret will not be of any use. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about them. Allah says in Surah Al-Zukhruf, verse 39, "And never will it benefit you that day when you all had wronged together. Thus you are all now sharing in the punishment." So Allah the Almighty is not in need of the creation, and He does not require from them except piety and good deeds, and to establish order on the earth according to His legislation and methodology. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the privilege of being His devotees, being His servants, and receive His mercy both in this life and in the hereafter. And with this, we close with the prayer. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Alhamdulillah.